What up, Ranger of the Grid?
Oh,
Episode
dude.
27.
2-7.
Super Ranger. That's you. If we Rangers of the Grid, and I'm a Ranger of the Grid, Marcus is a super.
Oh, I'm a super now. Okay.
Yeah, man. Use
What's
a
a super super?
super. Because I don't know if you know this, and obviously with the topic of today, we said we were going to cover by episodes, but we decided, you know what? Like let's wrap Cosmic today. So we're gonna talk
Yeah.
about set 7 through 10 and talk about just our feelings on it. And like as soon as I said that to you earlier today, all that like came into my head is a little Chester Bennington. It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even and as Ranger fans, it doesn't even matter how hard we try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain why we're never coming back. I'm just kidding. I'm
Wow.
just kidding. Oh man. I
In the
tried
end,
so hard
hey,
and
that is the
got
final
so
episode. That's
far.
the name of the final episode. The end.
In the end, it doesn't. Man, they should have talked to that guy. You couldn't tell that old boy was hurting.
Oof.
My man's was hurting. My man's was in pain, even though he was killing them covers like Rolling Deep. The death.
Ooh,
That's a good one, right, Marcus?
dude, that's
He killed
so
that.
good.
Yeah, man.
It's
Um,
crazy story about that real quick because I saw it today and I sent a picture to our guy. So this guy we work at the school that works at school with us, Gary, used to manage Papa Roach back in like their heyday, like their last
isn't
resort.
Jacoby Shaddix the lead singer like
Yes.
almost like a godfather to his daughter or something weird,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
crazy? Yeah,
Yeah. They're like still super tight. Like, and he's
yeah,
tight with
yeah,
all
yeah.
these bands and everything. How I met POD and got to hang out with them all the times I have. Um, he told me the story, like when he's telling me how he used to manage this band back in Eric Papa Roach. I asked him, I was like, well, what's your like biggest like regret? Like, do you have any like regrets or anything from back in those days, like things you wish you could have done, should have done? He's like, well, you ever hear of a band called Hybrid Theory? I was like, that sounds familiar. I'm thinking about it. I'm like, off the top of my head, I'm like, that sounds familiar. And then it clicks, and he's looking at me like
He
he
knows you
sees
know.
it. Yeah, he sees it click in my head, and I'm like, no. He's like, yeah, we had a chance to sign to a band called Hybrid Theory, and we passed. That band turned out to be Linkin Park, and he's like, I was like, dude, you must. He's like, I know. And so I saw a thing today, like it says like 23 years ago, Linkin Park released Hybrid Theory and all that on this day. And so I took a snapshot of it and I sent it to him. Like, dang, man. He was like, shut up. I know.
Yeah,
Crazy.
my brother was a senior in high school and I stole his CD of Linkin Park Hybrid Theory.
Yeah.
Hey, I know that album actually pretty well.
It's a great album.
Yeah, like I know
Great
it actually
album.
really well. It's of all like the music in the world, that's probably one of those albums I know actually pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Points of Authority. You like to think you're never wrong. Mm-hmm. And the video sick.
Yeah. They always had great videos.
I even like I remember I'll never forget making my mom get the weird, it's kind of weird reanimation album.
Oh, the with like the Gundam on it.
Yeah, the second it's
Yeah.
their second thing that came out,
Yeah.
and it's so funny when I go back and look at it and like some of the songs I liked. It's funny. It was more of like a I don't know, like a weird more rap than anything.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, Linkin Park, shout outs to them. I feel like their music goes great with Power Rangers.
And- yeah. Yeah. Actually.
I played and this is still a little off topic, whatever, it's our podcast, deal with it. I play like when my class does stuff, tests or anything, I play instrumentals
Hmm.
of I could play like either like focus music, but also to play sometimes play just instrumentals and even like current instrumentals or whatever. And like right away I knew the song based off the, like the little piano instrumental. It was numb.
Hmm.
and
Oh,
I'm singing the words, and my class is just staring at me.
oh,
Yeah, it's
Mr.
just
Carroll,
funny.
will you shut up? I'm trying to focus on this test.
It's God in the undertow. It's God in the end. And then I get all hyped up.
Ugh,
Lil Yair Gael, you know. That's his full first name. Shout outs.
it's a great
Why
name.
shout outs my young one YG. Um or Lil Bear. He's so tiny. Um yeah, but anyways, let's get back on track. Cosmic Fury, bro. And episode 7 starts, I think, hitting that point of, you know, they got the swords, right? We left off the
Yeah.
last episode, we're talking about they got like their new dragon type Zord, right?
Yes.
All right. And now they're having to figure out, what is it? The force field, right?
Yeah. Because they got that, like, all the squid drills have that, like, force field around Earth that's preventing the
Mm-hmm.
Zords. So,
Yes. Yes. So like they have to go back to Earth,
mhm.
right? And it was almost like they were pulled into Earth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like
So they
pulled
were like
into Earth.
waiting out there and then waiting to go. And the inside man, Heckle from Dino Charge, was supposed to like shut down the signal.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, they're like, all right, wait, gravity's pulling us in now. And they're just crashing.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally, and then they're like, okay, maybe we should pull back. And Amelia's like, no, we staying. And it don't work out, dog.
No.
That was, I actually really enjoy that a lot with this season. Because I think a lot of times in Rangers, we expect that happy ending. But
Yeah.
this one would be like, yeah, you got this happy ending, like, but then this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, you think this is going to go this way, but then this happens. You know, they can never fully give you like a, it's always almost like sort of bittersweet endings.
Yeah, and I also we haven't really, I think, touched on this too much, but Zato, like
Yeah.
anytime he uses his powers,
Yeah.
like he fades, and it's very reminiscent actually. It's almost like a callback to the Green Ranger, right?
Yes. Yes.
Like it's a callback to that, which also adds to the um thing we came up with, where like this does really feel like more Mighty Morphin than not,
Yeah.
you know. Because like let's be real here, like he's probably the strongest,
Yep.
based off the powers he has, right?
Hmm.
He's only allowed though to use those powers for so long.
Yeah.
Then he gets it. Oh,
Homie just falling out.
yeah, just falling out all the time. And in my head, I'm like, dude, if they don't catch you, dog, what you catching a whiplash,
Yeah.
concussion, you done.
And he got that big old head too.
You want to talk, but
I am.
um,
That's what I'm saying. If he hit that head, he gonna be concussed.
done. Bam, and we all
I
gonna
know.
shake too. Um, but yeah, like that's an interesting thing with that, is because especially based off of what I saw in Dino Fury, he is the guy
Hmm.
essentially when it comes to like power, strength, but now he's limited, right? So even I believe, is it this is 7, where doesn't he use the staff to make what's his name, Ion, right? Like bigger, right?
No, that's Solon. Solon.
Solon, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, my
Solon
bad.
the nice one. Ion's Gold
Yeah,
Ranger.
yeah, my bad.
Little wannabe Zach 2.0.
Sure.
That, but yeah, yeah, it's real. And this is also when we find out like what's going on with him. Because remember at the beginning, they're like, all right, we're back on Earth. And he just wakes up like, all right, so what did I miss? They're like, dude, you slept the whole time back to Earth. He's like, okay. Like nothing. And then the other Rangers get captured and they have to work on this plan. And that's But when he faints, though, that's when he finally tells Solon and uh Ion what's going on with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they brought me back with this magic. That's what's like basically what he's running off of. But if
Mm-hmm.
he uses it, it depletes him. And once it's gone, he going back to the grid, which essentially means he's gonna be dead. He dies.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. So, and then he's telling them keep it a secret, but then here he is using his whole like power this whole time, you know, to turn Solon big, and then as soon as he does it, boom, he's out again.
Man, it's a trip too, though. Because that episode, like, don't you feel like that was like one of the main things of that whole thing?
Yeah. Just
That
to
and then
tell us
freeing everybody,
about,
right?
yeah. It was to tell us all about Zato and what's
Yeah,
going
and
on.
and honestly, it's a big deal because now it plays huge into everything
Yeah.
of like, and remember, he didn't want everyone to know.
Oh,
So like, okay, you don't want everyone to know, but you have to. And um, I will say this: like the Rangers, they end the episode on top, right?
yeah.
Um, they end the episode on top. They get Oh man, Marcus, help me out with the names real quick. I'm trying to remember the names off the top of my head. What is it? It's not Tarek, is it?
Park. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and what's the other one?
Amelia's dad.
Yes, yes.
Tarek, Heckle, the Dark
Yep.
Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
Whose suit, by the way, is super sick.
Pretty sick, huh?
That's a dope suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, and then I just thought it was kind of interesting, like, and this is just me, like, so the Rangers got captured, right? The other five,
Mm-hmm.
not Ion and Zato, because they're with the resistance with Tark. But like once they break out of that jail, they're all unmorphed. And then like Javi and why can't I think of her name right now? Green Ranger, his sister.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Javi and Izzy. Like they see their parents and their cousin there, and then they're just like, "Oh, hey, yeah, we're all down here." He's like, "You have a robot arm now?" Like it's just so like, it's just like what it's kind of like that. That's all it is. But then Tarek, and then when he comes over and he's just like, "Hey, man, all right, we got to get this and get back to business and stuff."
Mm-hmm.
And then it's kind of one of those things like I've been waiting for that like Ranger reveal, because like the only parent that knows they're Rangers is Ollie's mom. She's the only one. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I feel like the level of like they're pretty nonchalant about stuff right now, which to me is like, I get it. It's Rangers. We're just gonna get through this. But it's
But
like,
I get what you mean.
yeah. I was like, I felt like that should have been like, look, you ain't put two and two together this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I thought that too.
I was like low key hoping it to them to like, I've always wanted this just to be said in Rangers. It's like if there's like ever going to be like a reveal when they reveal themselves to like their friends, family, whatever. I've always just wanted to be like, well, duh, yeah, we know. Like what? How do you know? It's like you wear the colors. Like I just
Yeah.
want someone to. I want that to happen so bad.
Someone just is like, I mean, yeah, like
Like you are the. I mean, there's five of you guys, five Rangers. You guys wear that same. You guys wear the same outfits every day. Like
yeah, like you only wear that color.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like you only wear it. You don't wear anything else.
like I.
Yeah, so like that episode I thought was kind of it was cool, like what, right? Like the big thing came out of that. And like you said, it is weird though, like, hey, you're all captured, but like you guys for some reason can't do anything.
Yeah,
Uh cool. That I don't know. I thought that was weird too. There's five of you, real quick. Episode 8. All
yeah,
right. Episode eight's kind of I don't want to say like
fillerish.
yeah, like
It still felt filler. Like I know they're saying there's no filler, but there's filler. There is.
And I thought that one was more filler than others.
It very much was.
Yeah, like honestly, like that might be one of the most filler of the whole season.
Really.
I think so personally.
I felt like it
Be-
was a definite like sort of dip in like, like I get what you're saying, like because I think because like that dip of how like it's going, and even those sort of filler ones of like 4 and 5,
Mhm.
like with the when they did like the band meet Chrome and then getting off the planet, like those episodes are definitely felt fillerish, but this one really was because nothing really happened till the end.
I also think like there's some parts I wish we would have saw.
Yes.
Like Billy saying he freed fellow Rangers.
Yeah.
Like even if it was just like a quick clip of them in their suits or the back of their heads, right?
Hmm.
That'd have been cool. I feel like. I guess that just wants to hit a little nostalgic for me. Um, and this episode was kind of like I feel like filler-ish in the way of like, don't you think like the biggest deal was is it it's not mucus, it's mucus.
No, it's mucus.
Yeah, that's right. It's mucus. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to. I'm out here trying to be nice, dog. Like what the
It's
fuck, dude?
mucus. My
This was.
the nickname that kids gave me in third grade to make fun of me.
Wow, didn't know I was sitting in the psychiatrist seat.
Always, dog. Always.
Always. Yeah, mucus and slither, not
Slider.
Slytherin. Slither. I wish it was Slytherin.
Slifer the Sky God.
Slifer the Sky Dragon.
Sure, sure, sure. Hey,
Come
we
on,
all messing
man.
names up. We all messing names up tonight.
Yeah, dog. What you know we ain't probes. But yeah, uh, to find out, bring them back to base and figure out they're good.
Hmm.
They do their little mind read trick, like so now they have a plan, and basically this is where the episode's like that's pretty much it, right? Like I don't remember much else from it. Do you?
No, so they were gonna go. No, they basically because they have Squillia like basically locked up,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the mom goes down to get her. Uh, Bajilia goes down there to stop them or rescue her. They
Mm-hmm.
all end up beating her down, and then they basically kill both of them. So then Slyther is like, all right, I'm gonna disguise myself as Squillia. Bajilia's dead. Mucus is like her friend, gonna pose as like a friend now.
Mm-hmm.
And they go up there, and then they're thinking like, okay, they're gonna blow up the Tricerat statue because that's what they think is finally gonna cure Ollie. They get up there, they put the bomb on. Of course, alarms go off. Ollie and Zed and them show up in there, but then they still blow it up.
Yeah.
And this is like the big swerve too, which, like I said, you get these like bittersweet moments. But this one I felt wasn't even like bittersweet. It was just like oh, okay. Like it ends with like they're like, Ollie, come on, you're good now. We destroyed it. And he's like, they deserve to be tortured. Don't just destroy him, torture them, Zed. And they're like, wait, what? And ends with them like, wait, so you're just evil.
Mm-hmm.
And how sick of
That
it
was super
ending,
interesting.
right? They're like, oh, so you're just evil. It's like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
That was wild, right?
And that to me was always kind of like has always been a sort of like question of mine, like, what if someone was just evil? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like if someone that got ranger powers, especially because dog, we never know. Like with rangers, it's always like you have to be chosen, like by some mystical thing that
Oh
makes
yeah.
like you're the chosen one, or it's just like you're right place at the right time.
And
Or
it
guess
feels
what?
that way sometimes.
You're just able. It's kind of like they just make it to be whatever fits the story, right? Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always thought, I'm like, what if someone was just evil with it? And I think that's sort of like the whole Lord Draken storyline of where it's like Tommy was like, no, I like this power. I'm gonna stay evil,
Mhm.
you know? And so like we get that like at the end of episode 8, that's how it ends. You're just like, oh dang, Ollie, you are evil.
Mhm.
That's a that's a heck of a note to end on, bro. When you think
Oh
about it
yeah,
like that,
like when does it ever end that way?
right? Like think about it. Like if we were old school Ranger status watching this as it aired, we would get that and have to wait a week to find out.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
last thing we in on is, oh, you're just evil. And then you're thinking, what are they going to do next? How are they going to get out of this? There's no way,
Yeah, like,
you
and now
know,
we just figured out, oh man, you're just a bad guy. Like that's
you're
it.
just a bad dude this whole time.
Which
So,
then is like, whoa, okay, now how do we navigate this? And it lets you honestly like pumps you up knowing, especially to the way they do these Netflix seasons.
yeah,
Bro, we got 2 episodes left. Like, what are they gonna do?
exactly. And
Like personally,
especially
that's what I
because
think.
they're still only like 22 minutes long.
Yeah, like what y'all gonna do?
Like there's still so much that can happen,
Hmm.
but you have so much time, like little amount of time left. Like
It's pretty
that's
interesting,
the
right?
thing, man. They keep you on like I felt very much like on the edge of my seat watching this. Like with these little hooks at the end. I'm like, oh, okay. Guess I'm just gonna watch the rest of this now. So
Um, and then we moved into they moved in to episode 9,
yeah,
right? Where it like almost instantly starts off with Zed and on Eltar, right?
yeah,
Which I think you said before that you wish we got more of that about him.
100%.
Yeah, and that, don't you think like this would have been almost a good time to mention like even little like snippets of why?
Well, Billy kind of gives that because it starts off with them like the Rangers on their base. Now they all know about Zato. The whole team knows,
Hmm.
but they're just like they get the news from they think, oh, it's Slyther and Mucus. They're playing work. They got on there, and as they open the message, nope, it's Zed. He's like, oh yeah, I got your friends locked up right now. Ollie, he's still evil. But
Yeah,
then, hey, here's another curve. Nope, takes out his blaster, shoots him. He shoots at Zed. He
like
shoots at
and
Zed
that's
and
interesting, right?
Strassel.
Because like Marcus, you just mentioned how like bro, we just got that crazy ending where it's
Mm-hmm.
like, oh no, he is bad,
And
but
then it
like
goes to just like a swerve Jim.
yeah, like wait, what? Like that was kind of trippy to me personally.
Well, because then you saw his like he had the blaster, but then you saw on his face, like he had that
Hmm.
kind of wait, like, am I gonna do this? Like, am I really about to do this right now?
Yeah.
And I was just like, and I remember watching, I'm like thinking too, I'm like, is he really gonna do this? Is this really gonna happen right now? Is he gonna
Hmm.
swerve us again? And yep, sure enough, so it hits that swerve and he's yelling at them, like, that's gonna be a morph, trying to be a morph master, blah blah cuts. And his lady, like, I knew he was right. He was good all along.
Yeah.
Hey, but Billy let her know. Like, she's like, all right, we got to go to Eltar, blah, blah. We're going to go get Ollie back. And,
Uh-huh.
and Billy tells her, hey, Eltar, that was the home of my old mentor and my team. I was like, Lord Zed's gonna, like, he's not just gonna let it go so easily,
Yeah.
which I felt he kind of did when it all, like, ends, like, the way it did. Like, just that once they get there to rescue Ollie and all that, it still I felt like kind of ended sort of just like a he did just leave Eltar. But like I said, if we had gotten a more flesh, like a few more episodes,
Hmm.
even if it was like a 13 episode season, I feel like there definitely would have been an episode dedicated
Yeah,
to
because I
Eltar.
really I wish we had it, bro. Like, because more background on him. Like, let's be real. Like, they picked him as this villain because
Yep,
like he's arguably the biggest like villain they've ever had.
he is. He
And
is.
I don't know. I just was like, man, I wish they had gave him a little more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wish they just gave him some more. And but we asked for a lot. I don't want to say we asked for a lot, but like we always ask for something, right? We're
We have a
always
big
gonna want
list.
something.
We
Yeah,
have
we
a big
always.
list of wants, and then it's like, here's what we get. That's like Christmas. It's like Christmas. Here's my list. Here's what we really get.
um, and it is interesting how like the goal of this too, right? Is they're pouring more of that energy, the Morphin Master energy for Zed, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like at first I was kind of like, oh, but of course this is kind of like I wanted to say cheesy, like that's what I thought initially is that it was
Uh-huh.
cheesy, but I also was like very Power Rangers,
Oh yeah.
right up their alley, right?
Well, because like every season, at least I think around kind of in space, but definitely Lost Galaxy, it always would end with like the villain getting some like super power up
That's what I
and
mean.
be
That's why I'm like,
and
okay,
becoming
like,
some like super version of themselves.
yeah, that's what I was thinking
Although
too.
Morphin Master Zed or the Master Zed,
Uh-huh.
that suit was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. I was a big fan of it.
It was pretty cool. He looked sick. Like, who do you think he looked like? Just looking at it, you're like, what came to mind?
A little bit of Spawn,
A little bit of Spawn, right? I thought so too.
a little bit of Spawn because he got the spikes, the cape. He just, like the jaggedness.
Mhm.
Like he looked like, and also kind of like a, Dark Claw Wolverine, the Wolverine
Okay. Yeah.
Batman mashup.
Uh-huh.
He kind of had that look, but then it like that combined with Spawn, like it was dope. I liked it.
I liked it too. He looks sick.
Mhm.
Also, I got very Shredder vibes.
Super Shredder, yeah,
Yeah, like I got big time
yeah.
Shredder vibes, bro. Um, I don't know. I just did. I got big time Shredder vibes, and I was like, oh man, look at this guy.
Where Turtles coming back in space? But oh, the Rangers need our help again. Like, no, you guys leave. We don't. That would be heck of funny, bro.
Hey guys, we're gonna come. Nope,
Nope.
nope. You stay. Nope. That's what
But
I
yeah,
would
dude,
say.
it was but then this was kind of wild though. It ends with, well, not ends, but before they even get to like Master Zed thing, dude, Zato dies. Uses the rest of his powers to save everyone.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
But when he's going and like, and then the grid is opening up to take him back. Basically, let's be real, it's taking his soul. Because his body was there, bro. It was taking his soul.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then
No, you're right.
Ion's
You're
like
right.
holding on, and then all of a sudden Ion goes with him too. I thought that was pretty interesting.
That was very interesting because I was like, wait, what? And he like wanted to go with him,
Yeah.
which
I
was
was like,
interesting. Like I was like, oh man, like I know you like love the guy like a brother, but
uh-huh.
damn.
Yeah, it's kind of like I kind of get it, but it's like when you go back and watch Dino Fury,
Mm-hmm.
this is where I felt always kind of conflicted with Ion in this season. Because yeah, I get it. That's his best friend. That's like his homie. That's his day one, bro. 65
Mm-hmm.
million years history they got. But what I always felt was weird though was like, and you'll see this, there's kind of like a little bit of a like, I don't want to say a challenge when he first shows up, but he's definitely like questioning Zato, like, you messed up. You don't know what you're doing. You shouldn't be leading and all this stuff, bro. And I get it, like they kind of make amends and everything, but then here he is again, like, oh no, you're gone again, like so upset about it and everything.
It almost makes you wonder if like he realized he can't do it all without him,
Oh yeah,
right?
100%.
Like he's that guy that he didn't realize he needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like he needed so much, right?
Until it was too late.
Yeah. It is. You're right. It is kind of interesting though with those guys, huh?
Yeah.
Like they're just what they do, I guess you'd say. Um, Coming out of that episode though, episode 9, right?
Hmm.
What did you feel like going into this last one? What were you expecting to see? I don't want you to say what what we got,
Yeah.
right? But I want you like by the ending of 9, what was the assumption of what's next? Knowing that this is the last episode.
Oh, dude, I honestly didn't know. I honestly had no sort of expectations. I think the only thing I was kind of hoping for was more of a um I wanted more of a like a tie-in with Once and Always. Like
Okay.
I was hoping to at least get Zach and then have the
Oh,
other
like a
ones wait.
surprise that was
Yeah,
coming that we didn't know. That's a
yeah,
good
because it's like
that's a
we
good
knew
one,
we got
Marcus.
Billy, but
Uh-huh.
let's get Zach in here too. And then even because I pretty sure, yeah, it was episode 9 when Billy, like after Billy left. Oh no, it is this one when Billy does show up on the screen again with all the Megazords, and then like Min is in the cockpit with him,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like you just see the Yellow Ranger, but like they end up talking, and then this
Yeah.
makes me wonder back to what like our boy Dan told us. Like I wonder if because I know Once and Always was Union, so I wonder if Cosmic Fury was non-Union. And if that's why Min, and then if like Min, the actress that played Min,
Mm-hmm.
and is a union actor, and is like, well, I can't do that.
Maybe, huh?
So she was just relegated to that, like, well, hey, remember we have a Mighty Morphin Yellow, a new Mighty Morphin Yellow, remember that, type thing. Um, yeah, I didn't like, I kind of wanted that, and then also, I think, I don't know, I didn't want them to try to replicate Legendary Battle. I didn't want that,
No.
and I'm glad we didn't get that.
Yeah, yeah. I based off of like almost towards the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
They told us how deep this battle was going to be at the end
Yeah,
by Ollie letting us know like if Zed gets that morphin master energy that like I think he made a specific line of like he's going to be like 100 times more powerful than the Nemesis beast,
yeah,
something like that, right? Did he make that line like comment?
yep.
Okay, he made a comment of like that, which I think they were playing off of. Hopefully, right? People had watched something of the season
Mm-hmm.
before, hence why like that Simon Bennett guy was recommending it
Yep.
to know like wow if that thing was so strong and Zed's gonna be this much stronger, like oh man, what are they gonna do, right?
Yeah.
And at the end, what is it, the cosmic orb turned blue,
Yeah, and
right? The
that's what
zenith one.
yeah, and that's what I was wondering when I was talking about earlier. So, because remember when Billy comes out with the morphers,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have the two, and Solon is like, okay, these will be for Ollie and Zato. Well, then we know Zato's back, and that's his. But then Fern basically hijacked Ollie's. So then I was
Yeah,
kind of wondering, I'm like, wait, how does Ollie get one then? Like, but then when I watch it again, because I'm like, oh, that was Zato's then. It had to have been Zato's.
had to been.
But I
I
mean,
think it
that was,
was, right? Wasn't it the zenith one?
I think so. But
I
it's
thought so
still, but
too.
his orb still was blue.
Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, but I was just kind of like, oh, okay. But like, I remember watching it the first time through. I was thinking, I'm like, wait, how did he even get that?
Yeah.
It seemed a little too. But again, it's Rangers. It's like, hey, we ain't got to deep dive into all that. It's like, hey, brother, we got 22 minutes.
Yeah, they're like, hey man, dog, like I get it. I get it, man. Like,
But we get it. You want all this stuff, but we only got like 22 minutes, and we end in like the last four with like the song. So this is what you get.
this is what you getting, dog. We got this
Um,
song we got to hit. Um,
I did like though the whole thing of them like basically having to like stop when Zed got captured, like Bajilia, that girl back again, but double crossing Zed,
mhm.
which I was like, it's kind of cool how they made like the whole like Cosmic Fury cannon thing. Because those like combined weapons have been missing from Rangers for a while, it feels like.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah, like I don't know. I think it's just like some seasons have them, some don't.
But like, I feel like the first however many seasons, it was like a big deal.
Yeah. Like our weapons combined to make this.
And it was like super strong, right?
And
Like
that's
it was.
always been a great part of Rangers. Because if you think about those, they're having episodes when they've just used that to defeat the monster.
You're right.
So it's like this was like a great callback to that, like the importance of those.
Mhm.
But then it's cool because like, all right, we're gonna hit Zed with this. They do, and he's just like, eh.
Yeah, dude, that
He's
was a
like, because
trip.
like I
Oh, that
said,
was
bro,
interesting.
that was like one of those things where it's like they throw you for a curve. You're like, oh, here we go. They're gonna do this, and it didn't work.
Which I kind of like that right away. Like it's
I
not easy,
do.
bro. Like it's not easy.
I know.
And that's what I think like Rangers needs. It's like it shouldn't be always so easy, right?
And that's exactly that's has always sort of been my I won't say issue with Rangers, but like it just seems like stuff is too just oh I know how to do this, you know.
I know
Like
how
that
to
was
do
my
this.
big complaint about Justin was
Yeah,
that
that is what you said you were
he was
annoyed
just
with.
too automatically being able to like fight alongside them. Like I know they said his dad owned a karate studio or whatever, but it was like, but his body's being stretched and made bigger, and he's just able to function like that, not have to get used to that. And he's just, you know, it was like it's too much like, you know, Deuce Machina, perfect timing type thing.
They're
And
like, hey
I even
man,
felt that
this
way.
ain't but it is funny though when you think about it, like a part of me is like, but like this isn't supposed to be realistic, but they're trying to make the characters relatable.
Exactly. I
So like
mean,
how is that
listen,
relatable, right?
they did the same thing with Fern, you know.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, she was an athlete, but it was just like she ain't never did no martial arts stuff or whatever. All of a sudden she morphs, boom, we get to go.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Okay.
not lying. Like you're not lying, dog. They did do the same thing.
At least, hey man, the 2017 Rangers, they trained in the pit.
But I give them this also. You're right, 100%. That 2017 callback's awesome. But
Mhm.
like, don't you think too that I like that it gives a sense of like something to the the freaking powers of the morphers.
Yes.
Like they get something, bro.
Oh yeah, no, it is like a you just because I think Tommy said it one time in Dino Thunder. He's like, you'll know what to do. Like once you morph, you'll know what to do.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
part of me is like, no, but like, it's not bad. Like,
No,
the,
it's not, but
they they should be. It should be. Oh man, you morphed. Yeah, man, I morphed. Like, this is a good one. Let's see. And then I guess we go to the end, which is like it's a trip I was talking about right now, knowing like technically this is the last Power Rangers episode as of
mhm.
like right now. This is it. And I know they're talking about doing more, but as of right now, there isn't more.
Yeah,
Weird, huh? Kind of weird, right?
it's very bizarre.
So, what do you think
Of the
of this
end,
episode? Of this episode, yeah, the end, literally the end.
so starting off, they're up in like it's Zato and Ion. But let's be real, that ain't Zato. It was Zordon.
I like that. Yeah, but
It
them
was
eyes, dog.
cool. It was a great thing of kind of like incorporating Zordon back, but it was kind of
hmm
just like, well, sort of. But I was like, it was just weird to me. I'm like, well, if he's not in the grid, what is this like plane of existence he's at type thing, you know? I
hmm
thought that was kind of interesting. Like, unless it's like some sort of like almost purgatory in a sense. Like you're still alive, but you're not in the grid. So because I guess if you're in the grid, unless you're a Morphomaster, you're dead, basically. So it
Yeah.
gave me sort of purgatory vibes, especially because he was able to send Ion back. So that means Zato's still kind of out there. Or
What do you
not
think
Zato,
about
Zordon.
yeah, what do you think about Zordon, it being Zordon, like for a reason. Like not only I think like that it's um Zordon because of like it's the ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think too because he has like knowledge of Zed?
Yeah.
Like that's a big huge part of it.
Well, it's like that whole thing. It's like they're like polar opposites of each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it would be odd not to have him show up and or be a part of it in some sort of way or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt this was kind of like a good way of saying like he's not coming in fully saving the day or anything or telling the Rangers what to do. It's like a whole thing of like a yeah, hey, Zordon's still out there.
Yeah.
Which then like fast forwarding real quick, when Billy at the end is like, wait, that means Zordon's still out there to me, and that's sort of not the last line, but the last sort of thing we got. To me, that's like this is still very open, very open.
Yeah. Yeah. I also think it made me go, okay, like, is there gonna be more from Billy?
Yeah,
Like now is he searching for more?
yes,
Right. And I'm gonna make an assumption. If you can tell me wrong or not, whatever. But isn't is this is slated to take place after One Stone Ways, right?
yes,
Okay, all right. Because how his reaction, right? His reaction told me how excited he was
yeah.
about everything.
Because
So,
remember, once and always, he was trying to bring back Zordon,
mm,
but tapped into Rita, so he kind of stopped that whole thing.
yes, yes. But now that he knows that happens, it makes you wonder: is he gonna try more?
Exactly. Now is
Um,
he going to be out there like, oh, well, where else can I find Zordon? How can I get there?
yeah, and like honestly, dog, like why wouldn't he?
Plus, let's be real, dude. That would make for a hell of a story, hell of a season if they wanted to explore that.
Mm-hmm.
Billy and a bunch of other Rangers from the past kind of coming together as he goes along on this trek to find Zordon.
Yeah, and like it'd be
Sign me
cool if
up,
he
bro.
almost yeah, like if he just picks them up in a way.
Yeah.
Like he picks them up as they're going along. I don't know why. I just think it'd be cool. Um, and this last episode, like we get, I think we get a lot.
It was a
We
lot.
get it was a lot, right? And like you said, in a short amount of time too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I will say, I think it was really cool that we saw some old Megazords.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think it was interesting though? Of the ones we did see, they are like within the Hasbro family.
Yeah, so we got um Mighty Morphin,
Yeah.
we got Astro Megaship,
Uh-huh.
Lost Galaxy. I believe it was Samurai and Go I was gonna say Go Busters, but that's their like Sentai name. Beast Morphers, I believe.
Yes, Beast Morphers.
Yeah. So
What'd you think about that though?
like it was cool.
It was cool, huh? It was cool. I was like, oh, that's sick. Like,
Like
I
the
mean,
the one that popped me the most, honestly, was the Astro Megaship.
yeah.
Just because like, is TJ on there? I was like, where my boy TJ at? Where's Selwyn at? Selwyn popping and grinning. Hey
Where
guys,
where's Selwyn at?
where my boy Selwyn Ward?
You're funny, but like, I don't blame you because I'm like, this makes sense. Like, you guys own the rights to this stuff. Like, why would you not?
Yeah.
Like, why would you not help get more?
That was the part of it I did like, that it was sort of like it wasn't like a legendary battle. Like I was kind of nervous about that happening in a sense of just a bunch of suits,
Mm-hmm.
showing up because it kept talking about all these Rangers.
Yep.
Okay, but then it was like I just didn't want like a legendary battle to happen again with just a bunch of, I know it's gonna sound weird, but faceless suits in a sense.
For sure.
Just empty suits because we just know there's stunt people inside of them. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want that to happen. But this doing like the Megazords like that, and the only one talking from it is Billy, cool. I'm good on that.
Yeah, like I didn't think it was a bad thing.
No, I thought it was cool. That was a great way of
I did
incorporating
too.
other ones.
I thought it was cool too. So yeah, I thought it was cool. Uh, it makes so much more sense too to bring those in,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have what Zato. They finish right, and he hits him with the famous phrase, right? He helps Ion. Zato tells Ion the famous phrase,
Mm-hmm.
or, may the power protect you. Which every time that happens, I feel like in Power Ranger lore, they just come out way stronger, all amped up.
Yeah, dude.
It's like those famous words, right? Like it's like Mickey telling Rocky, in Rocky 3 when he has the flashback, "Come on, you son of a bitch. Mickey loves you." Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yes, I did just compare that to May the Power Protect You.
It's okay. Okay. I
R.I.P.
get it.
Paulie.
Dang.
R.I.P. Paulie.
Honestly, thought he died a couple years ago.
I
I
did
swear.
too.
I
I
thought he
did
died.
too.
But yeah,
I did too. And then here we go, dog. Like this is it.
yeah. We get, and they got to go back. What's cool is like they had to go back to where the season started.
They had to. And I like it. Like this is it. Like
Yeah.
it's go time. We got to figure it out. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we got to figure this out, dude. What'd you think? Like what'd you think of this battle?
Dude, homie was just like, uh, Hobby was ready, bro. He's like, hey, I got this robot arm now. I survived this. I'll put it back again. Like he didn't care.
Yeah.
And that was the thing I really like. I'm like, dang, dude, like homie stepping up. Not like
Mhm.
not like he hasn't, but it's like he already was like, look, I went through this before, got a robot arm, I survived. And I think that's the great thing too with a lot of these with this team was you got to see them all step up and have their moments of like leadership in a sense. You
That is
know,
something they did really well, right? This season, don't you
they
think?
did very well. And that was like in a season where you could have just like, this is like the third act. We're just
Uh-huh.
wrapping things up in 10 episodes. That could have been all action. Forget real storyline, forget character development and all that. They still had these characters grow,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. And so it was cool how it was just like hey, we're gonna do it. And then sister's like, we doing this together. And then
Yeah.
that's when they're like, no, we're all doing this. And you got that like, well, what if this whole thing has been about sharing it? And that's kind of like, the whole Power Ranger thing. All the 541 dog.
All the five, four,
I was
one.
like, if someone says this right now, please. I was kind of thinking that, even though I think there was what, six of them. Let's see,
You come
orange, gold,
crawling.
green, black, blue. Yeah, there were six of them. I was like, I don't care. Just say all the 541. Someone hit that right now.
Somebody, please, Lord, hit that right now.
But then they're about to put it in, and here comes Zato, Master Morpher suit.
Yeah, what you think of that?
That was like, oh, okay. Very white lightish in the sense.
Mm-hmm.
Homie just like popping up, just boom. I'm right here, guys. Hold up,
That
I
was
got
pretty
this.
sick.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool though. I was like, all right, here we go. Like, oh boy's here.
Yeah.
He
And
ready.
I thought it was very interesting then how they go into the what was the name of it? The Master Captivator.
Terrible name. I know.
But that's such a Ranger name, though.
Yeah, for sure. I know, but I was
Like
like,
that's
come
such like a throwback to like the Mighty Morphin era of like this is it, like
on. The Master Captivator.
like that was such. I'm like, it's such a cheesy name, but that's so Ranger though. But they're inside of it, and they're just like, hey, like, bro, Zato's operating on like, honestly, that's real, dude. He's on like some god level stuff right now.
Yeah, he like if this was Dragon Ball Z, like he's in like God mode.
He is. He's literally like as in the Morphin Masters for you know
Which
for the
we
world
need
of
to
Rangers.
we'll talk about that at the end.
Yeah, but then he
I
makes
have
that
some
deal.
interesting comments about that.
Yeah, he makes that deal with Zed,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I forgot honestly about that planet that they put him on.
Yeah, I was very surprised that that was the ending, truth be
Well,
told.
because that planet is that's a I think that showed up in season one of Dino Fury, if I remember correctly. And it's this whole thing of like there's this it's almost it's kind of what you call like that planet on from Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame that has a soul stone. Like it
Hmm.
has like this being that's like this like sort of protector of
Yeah.
it. And who's ever there, it makes you live your like worst nightmares. But how corny and cheesy but great was it that like his worst fear is having to live with Rita.
That was so Power Rangers.
It was, but I was like, this is so good though. Cause
No,
it's
no,
like,
no, it's not a
how are
bad
you
thing.
not gonna
I didn't mean that in a bad way.
no, I know what you meant, but I'm just like, because I was kind of waiting. I'm like, are we not gonna get any mention of Rita at all in this? Like, come on, bro. Zed and Rita, like, and then she's
I
just
know.
obviously, it's just the actress, standing in with the suit. But the fact that it's like, you get your own drink, you can do that. She's like, and he's like, God, I hate how much I love you. Like, that was so like I feel like I said before, I feel like this Zed was perfect Zed. He was
Yeah.
menacing, he was evil, was powerful, but he still had enough like corniness and cheesiness to him.
Hmm.
But it also felt like I understood it because it's like I think we're older now. So
Hmm.
it's all one of those things like, okay, I get Zed now. Why he's annoyed with these people. Like, just do your freaking job. Do your job.
Basically, right? He's
That's all
like,
he's
come on,
asking.
man.
You say you're gonna beat down the Rangers, you're gonna destroy the Rangers? Okay, then go do it. Why didn't you do it? You said you were gonna do it. I get it now. I get it now.
Next thing you know, I am Zed. I am him. I'm him. That's me. I have that. I do. That's me. That's me. That right there. I got to. Yeah,
If
but
only they knew.
I know if only they knew. Uh in that ending, man, like it was trippy when I saw the ending of this show because like knowing some stuff, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man, this really is it. Wasn't that a
It
trip to you at all?
yeah, it very much that ending very much reminded me of Dino Thunder, the way Dino Thunder ended.
Okay.
Because it Dino Thunder ends with them at their prom, you know.
Hmm.
Ethan's there. He got a girl, which was like a big thing for him because he's the nerd guy. He got a girl.
My man,
Connor's
that
the
hopefully comes on. But yes, go ahead,
yeah.
continue.
Come on, Kevin. Come
Come on,
on.
Kev. Come on, Cletus.
Um, Connor's there. He got his lady who is like completely opposite of him, but he like they're all growing up in a sense. And
Hmm.
then it's just like this. They're like, well, wait, where's Kira? Tommy goes, gives his speech, but everyone's like, where's Kira? And then she's performing there. And it was like, there's always something about that finale that I, besides the fact that it's like my favorite season, I've always loved, and it's always kind of made me a little sad.
Why?
I don't know, because it was just like, I think because
I don't mean that bad.
I
Like
think
why?
because like when it ended, at the time when Dino Thunder ended, I was in eighth grade, and that was when, and I had a large set of group of friends at that time. But that was also when we're about to go to high school, and now there's 2 high schools in our town, and we're literally getting split up and going our separate ways. And that's literally what was going on with them, with this team of Rangers.
I'm
They're
still surprised you went to RV based off where you live.
Well, no, I used to live over by AK at the time.
Oh, during that time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. During that time, I literally lived right down the street, so I was like
Okay,
in
that
their
makes more sense
district.
now. Yeah.
Uh, but so I think that kind of resonated with me in the sense of like, yeah, this group of friends, but now you're going your separate paths in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's also like it was such like a good season, and it's capping off in a sort of like happy way. Like I don't know, it was just very that ending to me is very nostalgic and makes me very happy in a sense. But
Nice.
then when they're doing this, when homie's up there rocking out and you know, he's got his like robot arms strumming the guitar. Like I'm just having flashbacks to that finale of Dino Thunder with Kira on the stage playing for them at prom. And it's just sort of like yeah, hey, this is a closure. It's kind of like the celebration. But then, like I said, Billy's over there looking like he gonna be up to something.
Mm-hmm. Billy is up to something.
So that made me think it's like, even though this episode is called The End, but let's be real, there have been season finales before called The End of the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So it's like we've all had this stuff before. Like we've been here before with Rangers. But right as of right now, this is the most definite ending. But it still gave me hope.
Oh, for sure.
Because at the end of Dino Thunder, even though I was upset and sad to see like a, a favorite team, my favorite team, my favorite season ending, and I'm like, damn, that's it. I still knew, hey, guess what? There's still Rangers coming. And guess what? They're gonna team up again, so they'll be back.
I think it was really cool because it was the end, and it felt like the end. Truth be told, it felt like the end.
Yes.
And it's weird. Like I'm a very much like I think that's how it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right. It ended the same way it started. Teens
Yep.
doing what teens do.
Yeah. Growing
And
up.
growing up, but also like that's what they do. Like what happened is what they do. So I don't know. I liked it a ton. I think we could sit here and speculate on what's next, but I almost feel like that's like a whole nother episode to do.
Yeah.
But we know as of right now, that's the ending of this. From what we know, that's the ending of this 30-year run.
Yep.
Right? Whatever's next is supposed to be a reboot. So we'll have another day where we speculate. Maybe if to be fun, like we figure out how we would do a season.
Yeah.
But I digged it. Amelia was actually a really good Red Ranger.
She was a great Red Ranger. Like
And
character and everything.
Mhm.
I got her tops, bro.
She did really good.
Yep.
We'll see how it lives on, right?
Yeah.
We'll see how it simmers in a decade. But I really liked it. Way better than I thought the season was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always good, right? I didn't
Yeah.
come in having high expectations though either, which I do that a lot when it comes to new stuff.
Yep.
So I don't get my hopes up and be like some of these people online crapping on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I digged it. Obviously I got like a Megazord from it. I'm gonna probably get the other one eventually someday. So like I'm all about it. Wish they had more merch. They really don't have anything.
Right.
Which also is a tall tale sign.
It's like
But
this. This all we getting?
I know.
And the little play set,
Zato. Yeah, I know. I think the next episode we do is on Lightspeed.
Ice Speed Rescue.
A part of me is like Ninja Storm, but let's go Lightspeed first.
All right.
I like Lightspeed. I mean, I like the other one too, but Lightspeed I find very interesting, very forgotten.
Yes.
Very forgotten in almost every way.
Yes.
What do you think about that? Lightspeed Rescue next?
Yeah.
I think that would be a really fun one to do, especially because like there's so much merch. There's video games, bro. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Plus, people love that Red Ranger, Carter,
Carter gets a lot of love.
or as I call him, Red Ranger number 2 to date, Lucy Camden.
Oh wow. Okay. Look at
Yeah,
you, dog.
he's on Seventh Heaven on an episode.
A lot of people's on Seventh Heaven. Shout out to Brian
Angelos.
Callen. Um, everybody on
Oh, we
Seventh
talked.
Heaven. Everybody on Seventh Heaven, dog. Yo, boy Eric Camden off screen. Anyways, yeah, we all called it, dog. You know, the mom should have just stayed messing with Chucky. But anyways, dog, Marcus, let him out before we get in too much.
It's your boys. It's
Prestige.
Rangers of the Grid.
It's just me, oops.
It's Richard. It's Marcus. We Ranger fans since day one.
Ish.
We've been down since day one. And guess what? We
Yeet.
still gonna be down with
Yeet.
whatever happens.
Yeet.
Why?
Yeet.
Because we Rangers of the Grid.
You see me, oops?
And we got it. Grocery bag.
Do you see me, sir?
I see you. Yeet.